Greetings, New Salem family. I got one question for you. Are you ready to come back to church? The good news is that unless something changes, we're planning to resume live in-person worship on our campus beginning Sunday, May 31st at 10:45 a.m. We're going to begin with the 10:45 a.m. service only until we see how things are going. Later, as conditions warrant, we'll announce plans for resuming things like in-person Sunday school and other services. This also means that when we resume meeting, there will be no nursery care, no children's church, and no on-site youth meetings until further notice. When we come to worship, we're asking families to sit together. Bring crayons for your kids. We'll try to have an activity page on hand to help keep them occupied. While we're concerned about your spiritual health, we're also concerned about your physical well-being. So when you come to worship, we're going to ask you to help us out with some special precautions. To be honest, it's going to be a little inconvenient and a little awkward for a while, but it's also necessary as long as the COVID-19 virus remains a threat. Let me point out that no one is forcing us to observe these precautions. Here in Tennessee, we've been blessed with a governor who has really gone out of his way to respect religious liberty while still protecting public health. We want to reciprocate the good faith shown by our governor by being good citizens and observing the safety measures that our state officials and other experts are recommending. Also, we want to be good neighbors, showing sensitivity to those in our community who are still a little concerned about the spread of this virus. You know, it's hard to share Jesus with people when they're afraid you might be sharing something else at the same time, like maybe a deadly virus. Last but by no means least, we want to do what we can to help protect our own. We have several members in our church who are in the high-risk groups for this virus, and we want to take their safety seriously. So here are the precautions we're asking you to help us with. First, if you're sick or you've been around someone who's sick, please stay home for now and enjoy the live stream. We'll be happy to see you again once you're well. Likewise, if you're in one of those high-risk groups, or if you don't feel comfortable with coming back to the building just yet, that's fine. Feel free to stay home and enjoy the service online. These are unusual times, and we need to show each other a little grace at this moment. To help us better prepare for your attendance, we're asking you to let us know if you're coming. Beginning Monday, May 25th, we'll have a way for you to do that either through our website or by calling the church office. Initially, we're going to limit attendance to 100 people in the main auditorium, with an overflow area set up in the Unity building to accommodate another 100 people. In the Unity building, we're going to project the service on a screen so the people there can worship together. Now, if it looks like we're going to need even more space, we'll consider additional options, like possibly adding a second service. We're strongly encouraging, but not requiring, all adults, teens, and older children to wear a mask while you're in the building. If you don't have one, we'll have extra masks available at the front door. When you arrive, please enter the building using the main entrance, although we will have a special handicap entrance set up as well. As you enter, you'll probably be scanned with a no-contact thermometer to verify that you're fever-free. Remember, this is for everyone's comfort and protection. After entering, you and your party will be escorted to a seat by one of our hosts or hostesses. We're asking family members to sit together and for everyone to help maintain appropriate social distancing. That means respecting the 6-foot space between other people and refraining from physical contact. Listen, I know how much you love to give handshakes and hugs, but for now, let's be content with a simple wave. Bulletins will be available for pickup at stations in the main lobby to minimize the number of hands that touch them. We'll also post the bulletin online if you'd prefer to print your own at home. We're not going to pass an offering plate during the service. Instead, offering boxes will be placed at the rear of the auditorium so that you can deposit your offering on the way out. After the service, we'll dismiss by rows in an orderly fashion. Please remain in your seats until your row is dismissed. Then proceed directly out of the designated exits to the parking area. You can visit out there, as long as you respect the recommended distance. As we look forward to regathering, we're also taking special steps to prepare the buildings for your safety. We're thoroughly cleaning and sanitizing the spaces we're going to be using. We've removed things like hymnals, envelopes, and pens, and other loose items from the auditorium to help reduce the number of services that people may inadvertently come in contact with. We're closing off every other pew in the auditorium to help families maintain the recommended distance from each other. We've ordered items like no-contact thermometers, special cleaning supplies, masks, and no-contact dispenser stations for hand sanitizers. Of course, many other churches are also trying to obtain these same items, so some are on back order and may not be ready for May 31st. But we're working on contingency plans that'll help us get around those delays. Finally, we're going to need a lot of help to pull all this off, and we anticipate that not all of our usual volunteers are going to be available. So if you'd be willing to help, please contact the church office at 842-3078. We appreciate your patience. Listen, none of us have ever been through anything like this before, and our world has changed in ways that we may not yet fully understand. But by God's grace, we're going to make it through this. We look forward to seeing you in person as soon as possible. In the meantime, God bless.